See the girls in the club, they're getting wild for me. And all the pretty chicks all wanna smile at me. These rap cats, man, they all got the style for me. And if I ever see them, man, they probably die to me.
Welcome back.
Drop, I know they gon' lean.
Welcome back.
Debut, I know they
turn me up in the headphones. Welcome back.
Mississippi to the Palm Springs. Girls from brunettes down the block.
Welcome back, Big D.
These young boys don't know what they gon' mean. I'm just a bad boy, gone clean. I'm the diamond chain choker, always remain sober.
Welcome back, Perfect Timing Podcast. Put a one in the chat. Put a one in the chat if you welcome back. Put a one in the chat if you can hear Big D. Put a one in the chat if you can hear the music. Welcome back, Perfect Timing Podcast. It's not the same without Big D. I had to come back. 5.0 in the building. Put a one in the chat. Put a one in the chat if it's all that. Let me know if you can hear it.
You know you like that. You know you like that. You know you like that. You like that. You know you like that. You know you like that. You know you like that. See, I rep the most high, still I'm the most fly. I
rep the most high.
Who I'm close by, every day approached by chicks.
Welcome back, Big D in the building.
So shy, but I'm like, don't try. I see they
share the stream, share the podcast. We back.
I see the misses on my wrists when I float by. Self-control and I can't tell you no lie. Trying to find a soulmate, you end up being.
We back, everybody. We back. It's Perfect Timing Podcast in the building. What we talking about today? Congratulations, Kevin Samuels. Congratulations, MANOSPHERE. We affecting the whole world. Perfect Timing Podcast back.
Your career just isn't fair. I'm a venereal disease, like a menstrual bleed through the pencil and leak on the sheet of the tablet in my mind. Cause I don't write shit, cause I ain't got time.
Bass boosting.
Seconds, minutes, hours, working hours.
Share the stream, everybody. Perfect Timing Podcast. I'm simulcasting on both stations right now. Perfect Timing Podcast, Perfect Timing Podcast Live. If you're not subscribed, go subscribe to Perfect Timing Podcast Live. That's the backup channel. Let's go, everybody. 1 million subscribers. MANOSPHERE, we changing, we terraforming the environment. Big D, Perfect Timing Podcast.
He's a beast, he's a dog, he's a motherfucking problem. Okay, you're a goon, but what's a goon to a goblin?
Woo!
I'm a sidekick, never answer with pride.
Come on, let's go, everybody, turn it up, bass boost.
You hate a shy bitch, yeah, I hate a shy bitch.
What?
She changed her name to my.
What she changed it to, Wayne?
Yeah, nigga, that's my.
Who she is?
When she asked for the money,
how many subs he got?
Surprise, bitch.
I'm Milli. 5.0, we got a Milli. 5.0, we got a Milli. I'm Milli. 5.0, we got a Milli. 5.0, we got a Milli. I'm Milli. Come on. 5.0, we got a Milli. 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 Perfect Timing Podcast. We came to celebrate 1 million subscribers. Black man with 1 million subscribers. Birthed out of the MANOSPHERE. Laced up by the elders. Let's go. Oh, it feels good this Sunday morning. Did you bless God? Did you say thank you? Did you repent? We came to celebrate 1 million subscribers for the MANOSPHERE. If you're not subscribed to the backup channel is Perfect Timing Podcast Live. I am simulcasting on both channels right now. I'm on Perfect Timing Podcast. I'm on Perfect Timing Podcast Live right now as we speak. Check me out on both channels. We in the building. Keyshawn, holistic health coach. Good morning. Good morning, my good brother. We are simulcasting on both channels. If you're not subscribed to Perfect Timing Podcast Live, please subscribe to the backup channel. Today we celebrate 1 million subscribers to Kevin Samuels. 1 million subscribers, man. That's more views. That's more light on the Manosphere 5.0. We going up. Let's go, everybody. A Milli. 5.0, got a Milli. 5.0, got a Milli. 5.0, got a Milli. We in the building. 5.0, got a Milli. 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 We in the building. A million subscribers. A million subscribers. It's more eyes. It's more eyes on this knowledge. It's more knowledge on this game. Perfect Timing Podcast came to celebrate the Manosphere success. Kevin Samuel's success is the Manosphere success. 5.0, man, elevating man. 1 Milli, baby. A Milli, 5.0, we got a Milli. 5.0, we got a Milli. 5.0, we got a Milli. We chilling, we in the building, and we freezing. 5.0, we got a million. 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 Oh, the Manosphere, they said we couldn't do it. The Manosphere, they said we couldn't do it. These talking points would never work. Nobody would listen. Nobody would subscribe. Nobody would donate. It's on every channel. It's in the NBA. It's in the NFL. It's on ABC. It's on TV. It's on YouTube. And we got a million. We got a Milli. 5.0, 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 we got a Milli. We in the building. Woo! Woo! What the officers say? The officers say, whoa. The officers say, whoa. Big D, we say, woo, Perfect Timing Podcast. Thank everybody for coming in. As you come in, make sure you wipe your feet and subscribe to the backup channel. As you come in my house, wipe your feet, man. Show respect to the elders. Show respect to God for blessing me with this beautiful home and this studio and this channel. Wipe your feet, man. How do you wipe your feet, Big D? Hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you know when I'm going live. And make sure you subscribe to the backup channel so them sensitive suit-wearing suckers, if they flag and shut me down, we got another channel, and we got a third channel coming, everybody. We got a third channel coming, everybody. Oh, they say, Big D, you sound like a radio host, Big D. You're hosting the Manosphere, Big D. You're terraforming the whole environment, man. Angry Man said 4.0, and you so very quickly and adamantly capitalize on the ability to crown yourself the king of 5.0 and quantify what the 5.0 meant. You know what I'm saying? So everybody is upset, but that's what you got to do when you're a leader and when you're the best. So what we gonna do? We gonna have a third channel, man. I saw Player Talk Radio. I saw Boss Talk Radio. So it's only one option. It's only one option for the radio host of the Manosphere 5.0. Hey! It is coming soon. It's coming soon. Keyshawn said, congratulations to the whole Manosphere. The value of a man's voice has just gone up. Woo! What it went up to? Keyshawn, what it went up to? What did it go up to? What did it go up to? I think it went up to a Milli, baby! 5.0, we got a Milli. 5.0, we got a Milli. 5.0, we got a Milli. We in the building. Yeah, man, they went up to 1 million, man. I don't know if anybody feeling sensitive. I don't know if anybody finding a way to be upset about what happened, but it's more eyes. You know what I'm saying? No, it's like how they say, all publicity is good publicity. You know what I'm saying? I'm congratulated. It's so many reasons to congratulate. You can congratulate because it's a strawberry moon, full moon. The moon is working. That means God is working. Have you ever heard of the term heavenly bodies? Have you ever heard of the term heavenly bodies? Well, these heavenly bodies are extremely close to our angelic beings right now. And I feel energized. I feel blessed. I feel that the fact that this strawberry moon, this full moon, these heavenly bodies, the galaxy and the universe is moving in a way, in an effort to tell black men that you are kings and you are back and you never left. It's full moon. It's cool table politics. What you thought? You like the thumbnail? You thought it was clickbait? Oh, Big D, you about to go at Kevin Samuels? No, sir. It's Sunday morning. I'm feeling so blessed. Let me bless the microphone, man. God, thank you so much this morning for waking me up in good spirits and good energy. Thank you for giving me back my platform and my channel and protecting me for the haters and the sinners who would want to diminish my voice. I would pray that you use my voice as your instrument. I pray that my message is effective, and I pray that my audience is blessed and they receive this message so effectively. I ask all these blessings in your name, amen. Thank you, God, man. 1 million subs. No more flagging, no more doxing, no more beefing. It's about the message. YouTube was created to make money. You present a great message. You present a great platform, and at the same time, you create a monetary system. You create monetary value for you and your family. It's called business. It's called America. Only the black man is subjugated to not being able to do the business like the same way everybody else is. We can present a quality, effective, godly message. I can present a quality, effective, godly message and still do business. It's in the Bible. This is a business. This channel, my channels, is a small business. I put money, investment, and talent into this, and I expect a return like any other proud American businessman. I give out quality to my customers, and I expect a return. The Cash App ain't up there because we on a grind right now. The Cash App ain't up there because we on a grind right now. So if you know the Cash App, you can hit the Cash App. But if you want to support the channel right now, share the stream, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, make sure you get the notifications and share the stream. Everybody has a social media family, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's on Twitch, whether it's on Discord, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's on one of these new platforms that my 20-year-old is on that I don't even know the name. I don't even know the name of some of these digital platforms. Share your boy. Let everybody know that the MANOSPHERE 5.0 Perfect Timing Podcast crowned a new thing. Oh, I heard about the MANOSPHERE. I ain't messing with that over there. Oh, I heard about the MANOSPHERE. What they doing over there that's positive? No, I ain't with that beefing, that doxing. Black men don't get along. Black men talking about black women all the time, upset, dealing with trauma. No. Who would want to watch that? Who would subscribe to that 1 million times over? Nobody. That's why I'm claiming this victory. This victory is not about beef. This victory is not about doxing. So the Grandmaster troll with the Kevin Samuels troll, go boo-hoo. Go cry on your pillow. Go ahead and cancel that account because it's worthless. It's worthless. 4.0 is dead. 4.0 is done. The tactics of 4.0 is dead and done. You got to go live stream for 20 hours at a time to get attention. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's a circle of schoolgirls. A circle of schoolgirls. We are men elevating men. That's why I'm claiming this victory, because it's a different conversation for 5.0. 5.0 is not about doxing. 5.0 is not about game and how to talk to a girl and drinking liquor and having black women looking like prostitutes, whores, and loud, obnoxious individuals on live stream. I want my black woman to remain a queen at all times. I don't find it entertaining. The race to the bottom is not entertaining to me. The race to the bottom is not entertaining to me. So you will see no twerking on my podcast. You will see no drunk black women using profanity on my podcast, because that's not 5.0. 5.0 is men elevating men. You get 1 million subscribers by being honest, open with your listeners and offering them a benefit. Offering them a genuine benefit, something that will benefit their lives That's what we do every day on the Roger Report. Shout out to the Roger Report Live. Shout out to Kev and the Habitual Line Steppers. The Weekend Warrior is going down Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. He been kicking much ass. If you want to see some twerking, if you want to see a BITCH, Shaker ASS, go on over there to Kev and the Habitual Line Steppers. He has a beautiful video of a BITCH getting diggity dog down. And she's shaking it all around. Hey. So today, this morning, for everybody tuning in, Big D, why you came? We came to celebrate a Milli, and talk about the MANOSPHERE reaction. 1 million subscribers to Kevin Samuel, somebody that was laced up by the elder. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know the elder that I'm talking about. You hear the points that he talk about. The brother talk about some of the points that me and my brother Clutch brought out in the Male Progressive. If you ever heard him say, don't get married till 35, if you ever heard that before, and you say, you know, that's a good idea, don't get married till 35. Yeah, that came from the Clutch. Yeah, man. That came from the Clutch, and that came from the Male Progressive TV, Big D Rants. And my name is Perfect Timing Podcast. Shout out to my brother Clutch and the Male Progressive. We coming back with the Male Productive TV. Yes, we are. Perfect Timing Podcast Radio. Yeah, man, so many channels. We turn this into a network, baby. It can't be stopped, man. We can't be stopped. And thank you. Thank you to the Godfather. Thank you to the Godfather. You opening doors, man. That's that good tea. Welcome, everybody. We on this good herbal tea this morning. Oh, we came in hard like gangbusters. It's our first time back. 17 minutes, 27 seconds into the podcast. We simulcasting. We on both channels right now. I'm on Perfect Timing Podcast Live, and I'm also on Perfect Timing Podcast. If you're not subscribed to both channels, go subscribe to both channels right now. Perfect Timing Podcast Live is the backup channel. It's going to be used for news and reviews. And be on the lookout for that third channel, Perfect Timing Podcast Radio, in the building. So let's get into this, man. So we got Kevin Samuels, right? Kevin Samuels is a gentleman who's presented and became famous for a couple different things. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this show today as a pre-show. If you see my thumbnail, I've put emphasis on the term that I've created, me and Clutch, and that's been birthed here on the Perfect Timing Podcast. That term is the high quality man. So I've actually created, I have ulterior motives to all of my podcasts. You know what I mean? I have one motive, but then I have another motive. So this is also a pre-show. This is a pre-show to educate individuals on my ideology and my theory, which I call a high quality man. You may have heard it on the Roger Report Live. Shout out to Black Uru and Roger Report in the Cool Table. I presented a theory. Now, you've heard of the high value man. There are 6 tenements to the high value man. I'm not going to list them right now because I don't know them by heart, but I will do so in my upcoming broadcast, and I will do so via PowerPoint. Now, the high value man was created by Kevin Samuels. Shout out to Kevin Samuels and his 1 million subs. High value man has become very contentious in this environment. Some people understand the definition and why it was created. Some people don't. But Kevin Samuels, I would like to offer my interpretation of what and how the high value man concept was created. You guys will be able to hear this again on my upcoming show, The High Quality Man versus the High Value Man. Today is a pre-show and a precursor leading into that show. I wanted today to present to you a side of the Perfect Timing Podcast and let you know that I do celebrate Kevin Samuel's success, and I do agree with a lot of the things that he has shared with the community, almost all, right? This is the thing. High value man is a very unique and rare individual, right? The high value man, by definition, is an individual who is only 1% of earners, right? A high value man is not only a person, and he quantified this last week when he was talking to men, because a lot of men are confused on what a high value man is, right? A high value man is not just the amount of money. And last week he qualified that by saying a high value man is very different than a high earning man, right? So as I go into this understanding, please, I am not trying to disagree with the Godfather, and I'm not trying to be contentious with the Godfather. I am presenting in my podcast some pushback in an alternate way of thinking, in a separate path to success. Not to say that that path is not a path for success for individuals who fall into that criteria. But my discussion today is because I feel that 90%, by the definition of high value man, 90% of men will not fall into that criteria. And that is not your fault, man. That has nothing to do with who you are. And that does not say or denote that you are not of high quality. Simply because you do not fit the definition of high value man does not mean that you do not fit the criteria of a high quality man, and that every man should not aspire to be a high quality man, and that only certain individuals will be those high value men, those leaders, those presidents, those CEOs. And we need those leaders, those presidents, and those CEOs, but we also need vice presidents. We also need managers and project managers and directors to facilitate the work and the business of everyday jobs, right? So high value man, by definition, is a rare thing. I'm not going to go into it in depth about how I believe high value man came about. I'll just speak to the rarity of it, right? And that is what's been redefined this week. So you understand how rare a high value man is and what a woman would have to be to acquire such a rare thing, right? It's rare in all aspects. The high value man, it's rare and it's valuable, right? So if it's an exclusive rare club that everyone cannot be a part of, right? Where should all men aspire to be? Because I think it's BS to say that all men should aspire to be something that they could never get to be, right? So instead I've come up with this concept. I've said since only 10% of men are these earners, or really only 1% of men will earn this amount of money, and truly only 10% of men will ever fit into the category of high value men, what should the rest of the men be or aspire to be so that we have high quality communities, societies, and marriages, right? So I've posited the theory that everyone, including high value men, should aspire to be high quality men. And women should aspire to marry high quality men, because a high quality man is not defined by how much he earns. A high quality man is defined by the intrinsic values that have been espoused on a Roger Report Live by the elders such as Black Yuru and Roger Report. So you don't get that right now here today. Yeah, right. You don't get that here today. So today is not that show. It's a pre-show. So I'm not going to break down the 6 tenements of the high value man, and I'm not going to break down the 6 tenements of the high quality man. I'm just going to present to you a pre-show and a precursor to a discussion that we will be having in about 2 weeks. It won't even be coming up next. The next show is about Picture That. And the next show is about Blacasso returning to educate us on how to see the good and the bad. The Picture That series was birthed out of a discussion with my son when he had his head down and he wasn't happy with his current environment, with his current picture, his current life. And I went to speak to my son, and I wanted to teach my son what my grandmother once taught me. When she saw me with my head down, when she laughed at me, and she educated me through that laughter that I was the one with the paintbrush, that I was the master of my destiny. And if I was unhappy with my current life, the current picture, the current reflection, if I could not even look at my own picture, my own life, if I could not even look at myself in the face, I had to look down. Y'all hear what I'm saying? When you see that young man looking down, that young man is looking down because he has the inability to look inward and look outward. He is unhappy with what he sees inside. He is unhappy with what he sees outwardly projected from himself. So the only thing he can do is look down in despair, almost with his eyes closed, almost curled up like a shell, almost curled up like a turtle. And my grandmother laughed. And my grandmother said, D, why you got your head down? You are the master of your fate. Haven't you heard that before? You hold the paintbrush. If you are unhappy with your current circumstance, if you are unable to look at yourself, if you are unhappy with what you see when you look outward that you project, then you have the paintbrush. You can change. Shout out to I'm listening. That's my boy right there. That's my family. That's my cool table politicking peoples right there. Thank you for the support. I'm listening. When I'm not even working, you support, man. I'm back in the building. So what I want to say is, picture that is created out of that conversation with my son and the conversation with my late grandmother, rest in peace. And the whole picture of that series is to educate men and young men if you ever found yourself with your head down. And when I looked up depression, when I looked up these things, it was funny. Google always had a black man with his head down. I didn't look up black male depression. I was looking up depression and narcissism. Shout out 5.0 in the building. Hey, I'm listening. 5.0, got a Milli. We got a Milli. Come on. 5.0, got a Milli. 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 We in the building. We just celebrating Kevin Samuels hitting 1 million subscribers, man, and talking about the reaction from the MANOSPHERE. We not hating on Kevin Samuels. I am excited. I am rejoiced. The MANOSPHERE is blessed. These talking points they said would never be able to be viable. They would never be able to be monetizable. They shut us down 1.0. They shut us down 2.0. They shut us down 3.0. 4.0 come in with that silly roof off the wall bullshit, and 5.0 got 1 million subscribers. And we so blessed, man. Well, Kevin Samuels ain't doxed nobody. Why you claiming the victory, Big D? Because Kevin Samuels ain't doxed nobody. Kevin Samuels ain't beef with nobody. Kevin Samuels is espousing and is exemplary of the 5.0 tenements. Men elevating men, men going inward. It's not about bashing black women. All they do over there is talk about black women. They hate on black women. Oh, they all got problems. Oh, they all mad. They all angry. No, who would subscribe to that 1 million times? Who would subscribe to that 1 million times? Who would support that? Who would donate to that? Who would share that? No, Kevin Samuels is at 1 million subscribers because people find actual benefit in the message. People are getting married. People are being helped. He is creating other quality content creators along with those marriages and relationships. Because of him, we now have Dennis Sperling, another Dennis. Dennis is taking over. Hold on. My name Dennis, my daddy name Dennis, his name Dennis, his son name Dennis. Dennis is taking over, man. 5.0 in the building, man. This is what's happening right now. If you are not hearing this, if you are not paying attention, if you in your feelings, if you want to talk about marriage, if you want to talk about blue pill, purple pill, you not paying attention to what is actually happening. Dennis Sperling is what's happening. Dennis Sperling is what you get from a Kevin Samuels. We have BGS back in the system, in this space, reinvigorated. Somebody went over there and give BGS his flowers. BGS, you just did 1 million subs. Let's go, MANOSPHERE 5.0 in the building. We not playing. This is not no game out here. These talking points are the same talking points for 10 years. For 10 years, black men have been saying the same thing. But now, finally, we have a champion in the system. And he's not just one person. This champion has birthed other black voices, other black leaders. You have Obsidian with his book on his desk. You do not have to agree with Obsidian, but you do have to honor the fact that black men's voices have been elevated to a point where they have never been before. And the black man voices that have been elevated are saying black men should be first. Fathers should be first. Black fathers are number one, not only in the eyes of those who behold them, but in the eyes of all. Black black boys deserve to be raised by their black fathers. And this race to the bottom, the race to the bonnet has to be called out. 4.0 want to dance with these women. 4.0 want to have a drink. 4.0 think you will need to have game. I don't want to deal with the harlot. I don't want to deal with individuals who believe hoe is life. I want to talk to my young brothers and give them the ability to have discernment and tell them that God is real and that women is real. And if you stay on your square, God will bless you. This 5.0 thing is not a joke. These are the same talking points for 10 years, but now this message has been elevated. It is giving all of us a voice and ability, and hopefully for you guys who are caught up in your feelings, it is giving you a direction. It is giving you a direction. It is giving you a direction. This is telling you what the manosphere can and should be. Angry Man said it 2-3 weeks ago when he quantified what 4.0 is. He said 4.0 took away what the manosphere, what was intended for. It is not about doxing. It is not about beefing. Kevin Samuels did not get to 1 million subscribers having one beef, having one dox. It was never about that. He elevated and shot up because his information was critical and conflicting to his listeners. It made people change and adjust behavior. Because of that, it became infectious. People outside of the environment who even did not act with this behavior had to come in here because they saw individuals in their life change behavior. So I need to go hear this individual because I've talked to this woman for 10 years. She never changed her behavior. But unbeknownst to me, there's a gentleman in YouTube with a nice suit on and a beautiful background, and he's getting these individuals to change their behavior. So you get a million success, you get a million subscribers when you are successful with your message. You hit a brick wall with the beef. You hit a brick wall with the negativity. It's only so far the devil gonna get you. It's only so far. Grandma told you that. Mama's cooking in the building. It's only so far the devil gonna get you. The devil has limitations because God puts limitations on those. But God has no limitations. It's only so far that hate gonna get you. You run out of fuel. Yo, you get a heart attack. You get stressed out. But something happens when you got that spirit. You know what happens when you got that Holy Spirit? You know what you get? You get in the zone. Auto zone? Big D, you be in the zone. I told him Friday, it's electric, it's infectious. I told the young man, be the star player, be the sun. The sun has a gravitational pull. I said right now, heavenly bodies are in motion. Strawberry moon, full moon. I don't care if you don't believe in astrology or not, but everybody on their period right now, the flowers are in bloom because the gravity has power. The moon has power. These lights yield power. And right now, the black man is being blessed. Right now, the heavenly body's lights is shining upon us. Sunday morning, I'm blessed. I'm on fire. Let's go 5.0. I don't know what you've been doing, but all week I've been under the moon praying. All week I've been on my bare feet in my garden, picking out weeds and making sure the seeds grow. Keeping them weeds cut. Keeping my grass cut. What you been doing? 5.0, I'm keeping my grass cut. I got a long spoon for you sensitive suckers with your suit on Sunday morning when we're going to celebrate this black man's success and we're going to make black man being successful infectious. We're going to make celebrating black man's success infectious. It's cool table politics. I called it 5.0. I called it 5.0. Get mad at Big D. The king of 5.0 is live right now. Go tell somebody Big D on his shit right now. He called himself the king of 5.0. I created it. Who said 5.0 first? Who gave you the tenements of 5.0? Who said 5.0 is men elevating men? Who said 4.0 wouldn't call out a fraud? It's 1 million subs. 1 million subs from a black man helping black men marry black women. Every day, I reiterate, Roger wants to get married. More and more trolls upset because Roger espouses marriage. Marriage is done. Marriage is gone. And then you know what I heard a white man say after that talk? A white man said that strong communities is built on family and marriage. If you don't have family and marriage, you're not going to build powernomics, brothers. Powernomics, brothers. Power in numbers is math. It ain't even about your feelings. Get out of your feelings. It's math. A family is more. A family is more people on a like-minded sense. We get together. You got 5 kids and a wife, and then we all gonna meet on Sunday on a like-minded spiritual basis. We're gonna bless the conversation we about to have to where the community about to go. That was called church. You caught up in all the tradition. You caught up in all of the BS. It was called church because we all like-minded families. I love my wife. I love my children. I want them protected and safe, and I want them to have a happy future going forward. Hey, Mr. Johnson, you feel that way? Yeah. Mr. Jimmy, you feel that way? Hey, Tony, you feel that way? Well, let's all meet on Sunday. The women gonna cook some food. The kids gonna play football on the grass. And while the women cooking and the kids play football, all of us men, fathers, we gonna have a discussion about how we protect our community and keep it safe and grow it to make more families and make God highlighted. We need a roadmap. Oh, we're gonna use the Bible. Oh, we need motivation. Hey, Sister Johnson, come over here and sing that song you sing for me after we make love. Would you sing that song for everybody? And we're going to open up the meeting with this song and the prayer, and we're going to close the meeting with a prayer. How y'all like that? That's church. That's gospel. That's organization. So you missing it. You're missing it, brothers. Brotherhood, what it leads to. I said we having church. Some people call it a think tank and a therapy session. I said that first too. But now on Sunday, I'm calling it church because you don't know what church is. You think church is somebody sleeping with somebody's wife, somebody under a pew. No, church is these families that we preaching about on Roger Report. Church is what happens after you get married and you get to how Roger said, what do you do now? Roger said, what do you do now? You go to church. You get the wife, you get the house, you get the car, you get the kids. You go to church. What do you mean, Big D? You find like-minded people in your community, or you build a community of like-minded people, and then you need a place to congregate. Woo! I said you need a place to congregate. Where they congregate at, y'all? Somebody put it in the chat. Where you congregate at? Where you congregate at? It's 5.0. It's man elevating men. It's 1 million subs. I say every morning, Roger believes in marriage. He not only believes in marriage, he believes in marriage to a black woman. I'm not even married to a black woman. When I met Roger, I had trauma and issues with black women. I had trauma and issues with elders. Roger helped me with my issues with elders. Roger helped me with my issues and my trauma with black women. And understanding the importance of family to build community and powernomics. I was sold. I'm all about action items. I'm all about success. I'm all about these children learning how to read and living a better life than us. Keyshawn said we need a Discord for our core man code. That's what we doing. The more platforms, the more we're terraforming the digital environment. When I had my last show, my male progressive show, I did have a Discord. I'm gonna speak to Clutch about creating a Discord. And I remember Angry Man really trying to push his Discord. I don't know if Discord is still a viable platform though, bro. I don't know if it did what it was intended to do, but maybe I'm old. I don't know if people use Discord like that. I know we in the MANOSPHERE during that time, individuals were really attempting to push Discord. Obsidian had one. So I know people have moved like the Clubhouse and other platforms, but I agree, Keyshawn, we need a council, we need a code of ethics, and we also need to develop rites of passage. And as we discuss the rites of passage, it's like the mix, yeah. As we discuss the rites of passage for men, I realize that, like what Kevin Samuels is doing, he's creating a rights, and it's almost like we've been so sensitive with our trauma toward Black women that we haven't recognized. And I think he recognized something. He went back to Black men because he realized that Black men are having so much trauma. And I love how he showed these individuals in the past week, because I was so hurt by some of the people who called in about where they are, their philosophies, their current station. I'm like, this is a true reflection of Black men and how they feel, and it's not reflective of 5.0. It was so much work he had to do on these men in this past week. I would hope and pray that more men would be on 5.0 politics, but they're not. It was a lot of blue pill sensitive BS. It was a lot of pushback. He had to do so much education on his points as if these men were listening, and it was so hurtful to watch. But thank God he took the time to do that this week, because he not only helped those individuals, but he educated individuals who were looking at what the work he was doing to understand that there's so much work that needs to be done. If you thought I came to play, he just let you know in this past week, he didn't come to play. This past week, he spoke to men from a variety of backgrounds, and it really was disheartening on how many of them were not abreast of the 5.0 BGS manosphere issues. All of them was coming from all over the place. They were coming from all over the place, but it created an opportunity though. It's just letting you guys know who have this understanding from the elders in the manosphere, who have this knowledge. If you choose to no longer beef and dox, there's so many men who need the knowledge. Kevin Samuels can't talk to everybody. It's like the other night I was watching Versus. It was 10 Black male YouTubers with 10, 20,000 subscribers, but it's millions of people on YouTube. So everybody can't watch King Blitz on Versus. So it was an opportunity for everybody to get viewers. Kevin Samuels won't speak to everybody with these 5.0 manosphere talking points. So it gives an opportunity for us in the manosphere with this knowledge who've been here for a little bit of time. If we get out of our feelings and stop the doxing, stop the beefing, stop the 12-hour live streams, stop the talking to women who are drunk and acting a fool, and get on our square, we have an opportunity to grow our channel, make a lot of money, and help a lot of people. That is the goal. That was the intention. That's why YouTube was created. We want to play as Black men. We are very much in our Kyle Peel. We are very much in our Kyle. There's a certain generation who were raised by women who are in their, I call it, you say red pill, blue pill, I call it the Kyle Peel. These young men have got every pair of Michael Jordan tennis shoes. These young men got every video game and every video game system. They do not know how to deal with authority, and they do not know how to accept no. I call it the Kyle Peel. And you have these young men who all they want to do is dox and argue and beef in a certain generation, and they can't get out of their own way. Y'all can't get out of your own way. Y'all upset with your mama still, and you can't get out of your own way. I pray that you hear this message and you understand. I mean you no harm. I love you. I love Black men and boys, and I'm telling you, you have a power. This million subscribers should give you a new direction and focus on why you are here, or change your mission. Start doing statue videos, start doing car review videos, but stop circling the wagons around this space where we come to raise boys who are not in the home with their fathers, where we come to speak to young women who don't have fathers in their lives. So to better help our community and our people, make different content. Stop hating on what's going on in this space. There's a lot of room for you in YouTube. You can go to a lot of different spaces, but here is men elevating men, and I love you, and I would like you with that knowledge to help these young men. If you did not see the past week with Kevin Samuels talking to all of these different men from various backgrounds, even different ethnic backgrounds around the world, it's presenting an opportunity to Black men in the manosphere who's been in the manosphere, who understand these talking points, to talk to these men. As he goes back to his platform of talking to women, you need to know that after this week, there are so many men who need the knowledge that we talk about on the Roger Report. There are so many men who need the knowledge that BGS and Art of Idmore and all these individuals talk about on their platforms. There is a room for all of us to get to 1 million subs and to help individuals. This platform can be terraformed by us, and it's shining the light on us now under this full moon, under this full strawberry moon. These heavenly bodies have said to black men that it is your time. I said this year is a different year. Go back to my content from January. I said it's our time. And ever since that time, as I pray over my microphone, God has revealed more and more every day. The truth comes out. The 1 million subscribers is God saying, I have granted you vision. YouTube does not have to grant us vision. YouTube does not have to release me and take off the shadow ban. YouTube did not give me this fire. It's so many platforms. Big D, perfect timing. God bless me with this energy and this wisdom. That's what you're seeing right now. So the light is on us, and all of us have the opportunity to shine. What did I say? I challenge the manosphere to a race to the top. I challenge the manosphere to a race to the top because we ain't turning down no fades in 5.0. And when your brother challenge you to a race in the cool table atmosphere, you ain't gonna turn down that race. We ain't turning down no fades. So you say, Big D, all right, Big D, I'll race your fat ass. I'm tired of you calling me out. Where you want to race to? We racing to the top, brother. What you mean we racing to the top? Who gonna win? That's a thing. In a race to the top, when we both get to we both win. There's no first, there's no second. The victory is the TOP, the tiggly, top of the moot. We both run. We both exert energy. We both put effort toward the goal of reaching the top. And when we done with the race, brothers in the manosphere, we both at the top. It's a reverse of the crab in the barrel syndrome. I'm not pulling nobody down. It's not the crab in the barrel syndrome. It's a race to the TOP. Oh, my brother just showed up. Oh, God is good. My brother just showed up. Male Progressive in the building, the Male Productive TV in the building. That's our new channel. Male Progressive TV was the original channel, and the new channel gonna be Male Productive TV because there's a lot of people talking about producing and productivity. I told my wife the other day, I said, baby, we gonna come with a new channel. When we come back, we gonna call it the Male Productive TV. And so her eyes got real big. She was like, oh, that's good. I like that, the Male Productive. I was like, yeah, everybody like that Male Progressive, but you know, you gotta reinvent, you gotta come anew. So the Male Productive, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to Mike, the Mike and Roll live cast. Mike Rashid is a Kyle trying to act like an alpha male. Man, shout out, man. Put the hashtag. Let me put that in the chat, man. Kyle Peel. Thank you, God, man, for so many. I had to talk the other day about genius, you know what I'm saying? And what genius is. I'm not calling myself a genius, but I was just talking to my wife and giving her a compliment about how she shows genius and explain to her that genius is the ability to have an original thought. And my brother Clutch is a genius also. Not just an original thought, but high quality original thought. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm talking about. And one of the things is one of those original thoughts was the Kyle Peel. You know what I'm saying? The Kyle Peel is a real thing to me. You know what I'm saying? Because me and Clutch both grew up in these affluent environments with these individuals. You know what I'm saying? So I grew up with Kyle. I know Kyle closely, you know what I'm saying? Hey, make sure everybody watching, I get carried away, man. I get to preaching, and I apologize. Everybody watching, please go subscribe to Perfect Timing Podcast Live. Perfect Timing Podcast Live. Will somebody do me a favor? Oh, Clutch, do you got your wrench? I don't know. I don't know if I could do wrenches right here. But Clutch, I need you to go ahead. Everybody that's family, I need y'all to go ahead and hit the click on the yeah, Clutch, you got your wrench. You got your wrench. Somebody go to Perfect Timing Podcast Live. If you're not subscribed, cut Mike, the Mike and Roll live cast. I'm listening. Everybody with their blue wrench, I need y'all to go over to Perfect Timing Podcast Live. I'm simulcasting. I'm live on both channels now. I need y'all to subscribe to the channel, and I need you to put the link in the chat for everybody who can come over, whoever coming over right now. Make sure they subscribe to the new channel. Can somebody do that for me, please? Somebody with a blue wrench, Come on now, go on your Google. Somebody with a blue wrench, go on your Google and bring up Perfect Timing Podcast Live. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and then copy the link into the chat, please, so that everybody can get the link and go subscribe to the backup channel. So the backup channel, again, is Perfect Timing Podcast Live. We're going to do news and reviews, and I just spoke to my wife about creating a radio channel. Clutch was telling me that, man, you got a voice like a radio host, and I was hearing the stories behind Player Talk Radio and Boss Talk Radio. So I'm like, okay, I need a Perfect Timing Podcast Radio. So that's the next thing that's coming up, man. So again, man, as y'all come in the house, man, make sure y'all as y'all come in the house, man, make sure y'all subscribe, hit the notification bell, and make sure you subscribe to both channels, Perfect Timing Podcast and Perfect Timing Podcast Live. I just put the link in the chat. Anybody that want to come up and join the conversation, if you want to go ahead and congratulate the brother Kevin Samuels, you know what I'm saying? If you disagree with Kevin Samuels, if you disagree with the tenements of high value, man, come on up. You know what I'm saying? I would love to hear your opinion. You know what I'm saying? Again, this was a precursor. We're doing the show. I'm doing a show where I'm bringing out the ideology that me and Clutch put together called High Quality Man. That's what you see in the thumbnail. A high quality man is going to be juxtaposed against high value man. The reason I'm creating high value man because of the rarity of the high value man. Only 10% of men will fit into the category of a high value man. So if only 10% of men fit into the category of a high value man, what should the other 90% of men aspire to be? And what should women aspire to marry who are not able to garner a high value man? You still deserve a man of high quality. You still deserve a godly man who is a leader and has patience, who has certain intrinsic value. Black Guru taught me so much. And Roger had it saying, Roger said, you do not give a woman your protection or provision if she's not under your guidance and leadership, right? And we've been running, and I got the ball, man. I took the ball and I just been running with it, and I just been taking it home. I'm teaching it to my son. And Black Guru said these are intrinsic values. It's not about, and then even this week, Kevin Samuels had to redefine and tell men who called in that a high value man is different than a high earning man, and you guys are conflating both of these terms. That's what he talked about over and over this week. A high earning man is not a high value man. So a high quality man is a man that brings certain intrinsic values. And we're talking about the same things that we've been talking about for 10 years. We're talking about manhood. It's the same thing that Judge Joe Brown talks about. I'm not going to go into the details of the high quality man because I want you to watch the show. It's going to be a great show. I'm going to use a PowerPoint where I'm going to bring out all tenements of the high quality man. And I'm going to use a PowerPoint where I show you what 6 tenements of the high value man and juxtapose them against each other. It's not to say that the high value man is a bad thing. It's just to educate people on the rarity and the exclusivity that he is educating women on every night, that this is a rare exclusive thing that you have to qualify to be in this club, right? But that does not mean that you do not have value and that you should not aspire to be married, and you should not marry a high quality man. So the high quality man is divine this space. Again, when somebody quantified 4.0, it gave me an opportunity in the capitalistic sense to create 5.0. When Kevin defines high value man as only 10% of men, will give someone in a capitalistic sense the ability to define the other 90% of men in a valuable way. That's what I'm doing with high quality man. Thank you to my partner, Clutch, the Mike and Roll Livecast. Please subscribe to the Mike and Roll Livecast. That is my partner who I used to do the Male Progressive with. So the whole thing about high quality men is to let individuals know in that 90% that you also have value, and to let women know who have to pull from that 90% pool that there are men there that are worthy of being married, and that you don't have to say, I'm not getting married if I can't marry a high value man, because that would prohibit us from building strong communities. So when I talk about the high quality man, again, it's simply roadmaps to success. It's not to put down the high value man. It's to acknowledge the rarity and the exclusivity of the high value man, and that you should not feel bad that you do not fit into the high value man characteristics, because that does not mean that you do not have quality, that you do not have quality to your wife, to your mother, and to your community, and to your church. So today's show was a precursor to that show. So that's why you see that picture, because that picture is going to come back in the thumbnail for high quality men versus high value men. I wanted to celebrate Kevin Samuels today, say congratulations on your 1 million subscribers, and tell the Black Manosphere not to discuss the reactions. I know you might have thought that the thumbnail might say I might go in on individuals who are reacting poorly or critically of his 1 million subs. I have nothing to say about another Black man. That's not men elevating men. So I'm not going to critique other Black male YouTubers on their opinions and reactions to Kevin Samuels 1 million. That was clickbait. That's not what I'm going to do. I came to celebrate his 1 million subscribers, and I also came to give you a precursor to an upcoming show called The High Quality Man versus the High Value Man, where I present to you in a way and fashion which I don't think has been done. And shout out to DS1 Sleep Stay Sleep TV. If you don't watch Sleep Stay Sleep TV, DS1 A Game, go check them out. But I've been inspired by watching this brother content, and this is this healthy competition that I talk about. And I saw somebody in his own group hate on what he's doing with his visuals and his PowerPoints. And when people can't create, they hate. But DS1, I don't know if he's paid someone to create those visuals, but that shit is boardroom CEO direct. I'm a project manager director by trade. I work in healthcare IT for 15 years. And DS1, do not give another woman a wrench in front of me again. You hear me? I know you watch my content. I know you watch my Instagram. If you're not going to give me a wrench, you ain't got to give me a wrench. But do not give a woman a wrench who flirting with you in front of me again, because that shit rubbed me the wrong way. Well, I gave you a pass on it, but this is the thing I have with talking to my young wife and y'all young guys. See, as I've gotten older and I've gotten more knowledgeable in this social media space, see, these OGs like myself, we don't really understand the social media internet space, right? But I'm learning it with this young woman in my life. So I understand how y'all move a little bit more now. So I know how y'all play with this digital stuff. And I know I know how street shit go. Like, Angry Man, I know how street shit go when I'm in the physical space with somebody. But on the internet, I'm learning slowly about how you youngsters move, about how you give out certain attention and shit like that. So DS1, I saw that, but I still love you. And even though Grinch went at you, it's all good. I still love you, and I still think you create quality content. I still think you're mimicking my style, you and Angry Man, but I still think imitation is the best form of flattery. But if you're going to imitate me, you and Angry Man both, I deserve a wrench. Straight up. That's man shit. That's not me saying it behind your back or none of that shit. If you're going to imitate me and you're going to share space with me and share talking points, I deserve a wrench. And if you're going to give some female flirting with you a wrench in front of me as I'm sharing your podcast with my audience and you're sharing my talking points, you need to give me a wrench. Thank you for the shout out. But I just had to say that because men be holding things in. And in the brotherhood, you can't hold things in. You got to let things out. I haven't been able to go live, so I haven't been able to share that with you. I had to share that with you. I felt some type of way about that. But I bring that up only to bring up that DS1 has inspired me with his presentation on his podcast, the commercials, the product, and the PowerPoints. So I'm going to be working on my PowerPoint for this high value man versus the high quality man. And I'm going to present a PowerPoint that's totally inspired by DS1 Sleep Stay Sleep TV. And it's very powerful and moving. Even in boardrooms, when you have a powerful PowerPoint, you get compliments after the meeting and you have to share that PowerPoint with your higher ups. If you create a PowerPoint, some of the visuals that DS1 has created, it may not even be yours anymore. It may live in someone else's desktop and it's being presented to on a higher level until you can get that promotion. I've done that. I've created visuals, workflows, and documents that no longer belong to me. It's become so effective and so productive that my higher ups take it and put their name on it. And then they start presenting that. And I've actually had to teach people how to present my content. I had to raise up PM1s and PM2s. As a senior application coordinator, I help project managers do their first PowerPoint, do their first presentation in front of 80 people. Now, I'm not bragging. I'm just saying it's hard if you never learn to speak in front of people and you're doing a PowerPoint. And these are nurses and doctors. It's a big deal. It's not like you talking to kids. You talking to people who you may feel in your heart have more intelligence or more education than you. But it's your responsibility to present this information to these individuals. And Dennis is not going to do it all the time. You a PM. You have to become a project manager too on your way to senior application coordinator. Part of your progression is I need to know that you can create the PowerPoint and lead the meeting and present the material. You have to create the PowerPoints and you have to present the material, but you have to effectively present the material, meaning the people have to retain the information that you present. They have to be able to retain information from the visual PowerPoint and what you say verbally. That was part of what I did as a senior application coordinator, bringing up project managers 1 and 2. I got somebody coming on to the stream. Shout out to my boy Keyshawn.
What's good? What's good, family?
What's good, brother? Welcome to the stream.
I appreciate you, man. Yeah,
I appreciate you too, bro.
Everything you said, I can't even make an addition to what you said, man. And you were talking just now about the educational skills that we can develop. Just continue to say something about that, because I was coming in the stream while you was finishing up on that part.
Man, I just I lost my train of thought, but I was just talking about how I was giving props to DS1 and Sheep Stay Sleep TV because I felt I heard some people be negative toward the information he presented, and I believe it had to do with the level of complexity and the level of quality to those PowerPoints and those visuals. They may not even be PowerPoints, they may be from a different program, but I think people have an issue that is such a high level and high quality. And I'm presenting a show upcoming where I'm going to go back to my PowerPoint bag when I was a project manager and as a director. And I was just telling a story about how, as a senior application coordinator, and part of my job of managing my team was assisting individuals graduate from project manager 1 to project manager 2 and having them create their own PowerPoints and present that information and being able to effectively present that information to where the individual watching and listening can take away viable information. And actually, what I would do it, why I got promoted so several times is that you able to apply it. And my goal was that you can apply it at a higher level than myself. And I was considered to be very high in this application. So that would be my goal. I see that in other content creators I wanted to congratulate him and to let him know that in my upcoming live stream, I will be implementing similar PowerPoints based on his high level of content. And I would challenge other content creators to do the same thing instead of talking shit about this brother and the content that he creates. I would challenge you to create your own PowerPoint, present the information in that PowerPoint, and present it in such a way that your audience and listeners can garner the message and benefit, not only from the visual presentation, but what you verbally say. So that's a hell of a challenge, man. That's the race to the top. Shout out to Sir Anthony in the building. And on the screen, I got something from the Mike and Roll livecast. He says, HQM, high quality man, a universal man. Any and all men can be high quality men. Shout out to the Mike and Roll livecast. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the Mike and Roll livecast. That's my brother and co-host from the Male Progressive TV and the upcoming show, the Male Productive TV. We created that live stream and podcast about 4 years ago. The Male Progressive TV was birthed out of the fuck boy and toxic masculinity debacle. So there was a lot of black men at that time who actually used the term fuck boy and toxic masculinity. Me and Clutch had an affront to that. We did not believe in those terms. We believed in narcissistic mothers and bad relationships created individuals that women did not like. We had a challenge from other black women to create men like us. So we created the Male Progressive TV to speak to men. At that particular time, everyone was speaking to women. So we said, we're going to create a show where we speak to men because we knew right now would come. There would be a time, and a moratorium is coming up. Mike and I said that there would be a time when black women would be forced to come back to the community. And right now, unfortunately, black men are not ready for that exodus, for them to come back. So we need to build up strong black men for when we didn't know Trump would get made president. We didn't know a pandemic would come. We didn't know a moratorium on rent. We didn't know all these things and these factors would come to where now black women have been ostracized from the community, isolated, and now coming back in droves to black men. Black men are the flavor of the month. Shout out to Progressive TV. And the whole reason we created that podcast was to speak to my son and to speak to other black men and to prepare them to be high quality men for those women when they said, you know what, I'm sorry and I need to be loved. Will you lead me and love me? So what's up, Kishan? What you got to add, baby boy?
Man, I got 2 points I want to add because what you touched on is surely thorough. And I know you know this, so you're going to just confirm it for me. But when Mr. Samuels and Obsidian and Bernard and all of our brothers talk about the women's shoulders and hips are made for nurturing, that means whatever's going on in the women's life, they still need to see leadership in order to follow, or in order to drop hurtful enough, scratching and clawing. Women need to see leadership because their hips and their shoulders are only made to preserve what the man brings home. Therefore, the burden still falls on a man's shoulder, like Mr. Samuels always say. It's always up to us to do the work, be in a position, not to be $100,000 man, but be in the position that when these women have nothing else left of structure around them, then they would have to look to the men who are doing the work and leading. And this is where we will have the change. And so when I see Danica Marie has a show up talking about women shouldn't listen to women in terms of relationship aspects, or women shouldn't be telling other women about their boyfriend, husband's internal aspects of sexual life, any of the such. I just spoke to Mahogany on her show about this, and I just spoke with Toya on Roger's show about this. So Danica is really stealing my thunder, but it's women are not made to use their mouths and talk and propaganda about their love lives, because other women are listening to them, and other women use internal, men use external. So when you tell another woman about your husband and what's going on in the house and how good the pipe is, women are just going to subjectively use that against you, other women. So once again, the burden falls on the man's shoulders to do the work so the women could look up to you and want you to lead her. And
Well,
then women,
I'm gonna cut in right there. Like, I don't want to disagree with you, bro, but I'll give you a little pushback. This is what I'll do. I'll give a little pushback. And this is what I'll say. I have an inability to disagree with you because I don't believe 5.0 should be focused on the things of of women. You know what I mean? So you are correct in what you're saying, but I have an inability to agree with you because it's not in our space to do such a thing. You know what I'm saying? Which is why you might run into roadblocks. It's like a comedian that I like. He talk about dealing with a crackhead and being frustrated, and his friend saying, "What's your fault? What you dealing with a crackhead for?" So it's like, as your brother, I would say it's your fault. What you talking to women about these things that only should be discussed with men for? And this is something that should be talked about in the back chat. But that's my response to that. And now you got what you should have gotten.
right. And so
if what you said is correct, then that's the proper outcome. You know what I mean? So that's what I say.
And I noticed, like,
5.0 is men elevating men.
and see what wasn't happening a year or two ago was women weren't wanting to come to the table at all. And I'm not caring about Cynthia G's of the world and these other tricks out there. I don't care about the Bayang. All right. But what I care about is the women who a year or two ago didn't want to come to the table. And perfect, they're coming to not only coming to the table, they're subscribing to the men's only channel where women
They run it to the table.
Guess what? The panda bear is dead. The panda bear and Derek Jenks is gone. All the panda bears are dying out. Let's see what these guys in the MANOSPHERE is talking about.
See, this is the thing. This is the thing. We created a cool table. So for so long, we've begged them to come to the table and negotiate a truce, right? To come to the table and negotiate a settlement so that we could be man and wife and family and community again, right? What happened is we no longer, with Perfect Timing Podcast, we no longer are asking them to come to the table. With the Cool Table 5.0 politics, we're no longer asking you to come to the table. We're making a setting already. We're welcoming you. We're not excluding you, but we're no longer inviting you. We're having a healthy, bountiful harvest and meal without you.
Boom. And see, this is where the women will say, okay, Derek Jenks is dead. The other panda bears are dying. They're untrue. They're dishonest. They're telling us what we want to hear. Now, all we got to do is, man, is do the work. Whether it be 50 grand a year, 100 grand a year, whatever the hell. Improve yourself, get mentorship, be intentional, invest in yourself, and women will lead. One woman will lead under you. You don't need all women to lead under you.
I love it. That's a high quality man definition. 40,000, 50,000, get your mind right. Get these things in order. When he said get your mind right, he's meaning get these things in alignment. Think logically first. The mistake I made in my divorce in my life is I put my heart, rest in peace to my grandmother. In the Bible, it said you don't wear your heart on your sleeve. I led with my heart first as a Leo. That was my mistake. I didn't get benefit in life till I learned to get things in order. I'm talking about me. I don't want to put you down. I don't want to say what you should do without talking about myself. I had to get my shit in line. I had to get my shit in order. What do you mean, Big D? I had to compartmentalize my thoughts. I had to separate myself from my issues and tell myself, you are not the debt. You are not the divorce. You are not that loss.
Right.
You are a child of God.
Right.
Once I was able to compartmentalize these things and separate myself from the station, then I rose above these things. But I had to get my mind right. When I was in my feelings and I was looking with my head down at my life unhappy, I couldn't organize because I was afraid to look inward and look outward at what I created. But the thing is I created it. I can't point the finger at no other brother. All I could share is my story, my testimony, and tell you when I had my head down, my grandmother laughed at me.
Right.
And she told me, picture that. You got your head down, son, but you put yourself there. What you got your head down for when you got the paintbrush?
Right.
You are the master of your destiny. Paint a different picture, grandson.
Yes.
It hurt so bad. Because it was so, you know how old people give you game and it's so simple and you want to cuss out your own grandmother. She ain't even here no more.
Rebellious spirit. We all had it in us.
Just pay something different, grandmother. If I could just pay something different, grandmother, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be in these circumstances. So I hear you, son. I hear you when you say Big D, perfect timing. It's so hard when you say just pay something different. If I could pay something different, I would. I'm telling you, pay something different, just like grandma told me. Pay something different.
I just freshly watched, Without Sanctuary, my brother. I just watched that an hour ago. And before I watched that, I watched Buck Breaking. And you know what? It didn't change who I hate today, right now, at this moment. Because you know what I realize? I realize my why as a man has to be as big as my who. And once my who is as big as my why.
Oh, put some brakes on that. Put some brakes on. He just dropped some gems on the Perfect Timing podcast. You supposed to say that for yours, but go ahead and repeat that one more time, man, because I like that, man. One more time for the people.
Even though I know what white slave masters did to my great-great-grandfathers, and I watched Without Sanctuary, which is a prominent film on what happened to us in the lynchings, it didn't make me hate nobody even further. But what it made me do is realize I match my who with what my why is. And if your why matches your who, you will pursue your dream to the fullest.
Success, Jims. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Man, you know, God be working, man. I don't know. I pray over this podcast, man. I pray for the success, but I really pray that the listeners are blessed. And when you get with stuff like that, man, you know, I'm small, so I don't get into what names that we can say and what we can't say. So anybody hearing these names, let me say fair use and no offense. And I would say check out those movies that he just mentioned, man, because that was a very powerful message. Very powerful. You said when your who matches your why. You want to go a little bit deeper on that?
Well, me being a holistic health coach, I learned that not only from watching Mr. Samuels, watching the MANOSPHERE, BGS, Obsidian, Bernard, but I learned that a salesman would be kept for over the pandemic more than any other employee. That means you're able. That's pretty much why I can't add anything to the perfect broadcast you opened up with, because it's perfect timing of how you brought your message, brother. So that's salesman. So once a man is equipped with salesman, even though he's a carpenter or masoner, if he's equipped with how he sells his business, then he's successfully a salesman. And so that's why Mr. Samuel says if he could have most of the men who he coach get salesman skills, then all of a sudden, not and watch this. Now you're a brown belt in self-defense,
Hmm.
and now you have the money. Now you can close the deal. You're a bad mother sucker. See, we have to be able to do the work, man. You got to be able to protect the woman you want once you get the money. So you got to be able to protect her, defend yourself, defend your daughter, because your daughter will be the one who's venting and vetting guys for her. So these are the things that you have to have as a man. So the burden still falls on our shoulder. Oh, Big Shirley. The burden still falls on your shoulder.
I actually called that church. I don't know if he was listening, but I called that church. Because
Right.
Rogish, shout out to my brother Rogish. Rogish said one on the podcast on Roger Report. He said, "What do you do?" And I actually didn't have an answer. I didn't have an answer when Rogish asked that question, because it touched me so much, because I've been there and it's been difficult. It's been difficult in this current community, in this current environment, to have a wife and a house and a job, because no one else has it and no one else wants you to have it. The crab in the barrel syndrome hits you hard. And I think, and I that's what I took from Rogan's statement. And I don't even know if he really meant that, but that's what hit me when he said that. And I got really animated because it's been difficult. It's been difficult. So what God revealed to me this morning is, what do you do, Rogish? What do you do when you get the wife, the kid? In 2021, what do you do when you get the wife, the kid, the house, the car? You seek other like-minded men. You build community, and you know what you do. You say, "Hey, Mr. Johnson, I love my wife and my kids. I want to protect her." You feel the same way. "Hey, Mr. Jimmy, you love your wife and your kids. You protect. I see the way you move. You feel the same way." "Hey, Tony, you love your wife and your kids. You want to protect them in this neighborhood. We want to keep it safe. We want our kids to grow up and have more." "Hey, Tony, Jimmy, Mr. Johnson, why don't we meet Sunday and discuss this further? My wife gonna fry some chicken and the kids could play soccer in the back. And while my wife is cooking and the kids playing soccer, we gonna discuss how to protect this community that we've come to love and how to grow it." That was church.
You know what?
Church.
Exactly. And I'll add to that. High value. High value is a man who does not even have much time for his wife, because his time is in the community, and the women of sons and daughters will follow this man of his leadership, and he will attract women simply by them having their children under his leadership. And this kind of man is valuable because he's valuable to his community first. So I'll just add that caveat to high value.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. I just got, hey, y'all, everybody coming in, do me a favor, man. Wipe your feet when you come in my house. Big D, how do you wipe your feet when you come into a YouTube channel, man? You subscribe, brother. You hit the notification bell. And what I would like everyone to do right now, I got the link in the chat. Go over to my backup channel. The backup channel is Perfect Timing Podcast Live. Yes, Perfect Timing Podcast Live, because that's what we're going to do. News and reviews. We're going to back up some of these videos. I actually have 2 videos on that channel that are not on this channel. So it's some very entertaining content over there. Right now, what you'll find on the Perfect Timing Podcast, I have a show talking about the black troll. Now check this out, Keyshawn. Let's talk about this. I got 2 shows over there, one about the black troll and one about reparations. So first, let's talk about the black troll. I did a show about the black troll as because of what I've noticed recently, a lot of times Roger's getting a lot of trolls. Drop your cash app. Let me drop my cash app. What is my cash app is $ Big D Rents. So a lot of times I see people trolling Roger Report, and I realize it hit me that they don't believe in marriage. They call themselves black pill. They think marriage is over. They don't believe in black women. So they end up trolling Roger's show. So I went to Google to define what a troll is. In a social media internet troll is someone who seeks to garner a negative emotional response from individuals in the chat, and also who's a person who's to deter a message that happens to be a positive message. So when I read that, it made me even more upset with these individuals who decide to troll in the Black Manosphere. And the question I posited to the Black Manosphere is, can we afford trolls? Is this a time when we discuss perfect timing and harnessing this time, this light that currently is shining on us with this 1 million subscribers? Is this the appropriate time for trolls? Is this the appropriate time for the Kyle Pill to poke his head out? And for individuals who would like to elicit a negative response from Black men, when we have 1 million people, when we have millions and millions of people looking at us, is this the time to troll? And what type of Black man as an adult, when you have murder by the police, when you have the incarceration numbers, when you have Black boy illiteracy, when you have all the issues that the Manosphere seeks to go solve, what would possess a Black man who was a 35-year-old adult to troll?
I think.
And one more, not to interrupt. One thing I said troll is too kind of a term. I said my father and them would have had something different. They would have called him something different. I'm not gonna say what that name is, but troll is too kind of a term. That individual is not a troll. Oh man, I'll look it up. Go ahead, Keyshawn. Let me see about the Cash App name.
What I've noticed, right? I would trolls. When I look at trolls, and when I look at, I will use terms that we can understand. So Obsidian had a show just the other day, and his show was about The Conjuring. All right. I don't know if you were able to catch that show, brother, but it was about Shekinah. And what trolls
I didn't catch it. Go into it.
Well, what it really is our temperament as men being able to tap into our soft skills without punching a mother effer out and going to jail for assault. All right. So in other words, Mr. Samuels used this example before too. He was in a club as a bouncer before, and someone spat directly in his face after a little barrage. But he realized it was only him and his other guy there. They had to deal with 5 people. So Mr. Samuels took that L and went home because he know he could take his 3, but his homie who he was with can't take his 2. So as trolls coming into any of our spaces in our Manosphere spaces, our man code must be, we must have a green screen. We must be able to respond in a manly, cordially fashion. YouTube does not want to pay us already. YouTube does not like us. Then we know who runs YouTube. That certain community, they run YouTube. So we know we have to be very careful about how we lash out or use our emotional masculine, which is to cuss you out and kick you out and then tear you a new one. So we got to be mindful that trolls will come. They will come more. More of Cynthia G's fans will come, or whatever. They would use different profile. They're gonna be people who just gonna come. But the thing about it is now that our voices are more heard, we have to even be more cordial than ever in dealing with these trolls.
I agree. That was a good word. Thank you, brother.
Because Shekinah is trying to get Mr. Samuel. She tried a dirty trick to try to get him off his key. And then because she has over 3.5 million followers, she tried to cry to the national media about how Mr. Samuels called her a bitch. But let me tell you something, Shekinah. You tried. You tried to come with your darkness, but it's not going to work. And other women will come with this too. Cynthia G will come. Women will try it. What they will try to do is to get Mr. Samuels to either be in an awkward position, and then they could use it with the women feminists on the other side and try to get the national media to pander to the bullshit. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I totally agree. And you got to the crux of the point. Is there a space for that now? And this is the thing that I reiterate on Roger Report. When you have a gentleman who's working in valiant effort to marry Black men and Black women, what is your goal with that? Whoever that individual is, the end result, Kevin Samuels, and this is where he gets so much hate, is that he actually believes in marriage between Black men and Black women. I believe he did get that from the Roger Report. And I believe people take the critique because they don't know how to take love from a Black man. They think Black men can only love you via puppy love. And what Kevin continually says is, if I present like the white cook, then you guys give that white cook, you give him all these accolades, but you don't allow me to love you in the same way. That white cook turns children into 5-star chefs with the way he speaks to them. because that's his love language. But
Right.
you reduce black men to puppies. We can only love you through a pact. So how can I protect you if you keep me in this childistic puppy state? And that's what he's been espousing. You have removed the ability for me to protect and lead. And
Yep.
what we've said in this 5.0 environment, and we're no longer asking. We're no longer asking permission to be leaders. And in fact, if you don't want to be led, then fuck you. We will find those who want to be led by us. And the CDC says we're the best fathers. And every woman has said we're the most viable mate out there. And they are seeing the results of this. They
Yes.
are actually seeing it. It's something that can't be stopped. When baby LeBron, a 15-year-old billionaire, is telling you his preferences, that's extremely powerful. You can give the credit to Kevin Samuels, but that's something else right there.
Yes. Yes. And that's why it's a poor judgment on Shekinah and Cynthia G and women who think like her to go out on a limb to simply trash black men, and these women do not understand black men. They do not understand men. When Mr.
They
Samuel
understand
said,
capitalism. They
when,
understand capitalism.
it's
So
as
what it
simple as
is
this.
now, they're trying to capitalize on
Right.
the monetary sense of these million subscribers. So you're gonna see a lot of these people pop up, the Karens, all of them, to capitalize because it's partially our fault, which is why one of the tenements of 5.0 is the products being productive and the networking. We have to get on our networking product game. Anybody over 1,000 subs, if you don't have products, you not in this digital environment. And that's where they're going to benefit, because we are behind the ball, because we don't understand that we can present a quality message and make money.
Yes.
And we
And
are
see,
missing that.
and the point I wanted to make before we got off of that, the women and the men, we are not equal in the sense that we not your girlfriends. And women, don't try to make us your girlfriends. Mr. Samuel talks about this too. Why the hell are you making me your girlfriend? You need a girlfriend to do that with. I'm a man. I gotta go out there and make and provide for you and protect you and make sure that when I leave something here, it's a legacy. I don't have time to be a girlfriend with you, so I don't know your talking points from a girl's standpoint. What you need to do, okay, is have a relationship with your parents or have a relationship with your girlfriend. And see, that is a key point right there, perfect, because women tend to think that we're their girlfriends.
Oh, excellent point. And traditionally, black men have been raised to relate like that to women, because you've been raised in a single parent environment, and we exhibit these black female qualities. This is where Netflix and chill comes from. Netflix and chill didn't come from my environment. I'm on the grind. If you listen to any of the hip hop from when I was in my environment, we had songs like "Fucking Get Up," "Fucking Get Up." That's how I do them. Fuck pursuing after my nut. You know what I'm saying? But here,
That's why I can't understand K.
this generation has Netflix and chill. You
That's
gonna
why
gonna have sex and then lay in the bed. I gotta go get money. I gotta go get business. That was about every song. Every song was about not laying up after sex with a woman. And in this environment, it's Netflix and chill. That it's implied that you're not only gonna have sex with me, but you're gonna spend your whole day where you're not gonna be productive.
dude, you gonna blow 24 hours. And I don't know if you listen to Anton Daniels.
No,
Your time is money.
that's what I'm saying, man. Fucking get up is how we do them. Fuck pursuing. That's what I grew up on. Not to be negative or vulgar, but that's what I grew up on. So that is juxtaposed against Netflix and chill.
All right. All right.
Who am I to chill? Men don't chill. You can chill, but you should be cleaning up and cooking something as I'm gone, because I'm going to be productive. You should be productive. Netflix and chill?
In fact, Mr. Samuels dropped a link with I think it was the Lincecum strengths assessment test. Dude, I went and I took that shit. Now, the thing about it is you can take it authentically without spending the money. But it's the same kind of 34 strengths test and weakness. This is about self-improvement as a man. And these are the things that you want to share. So, and these are the things that this isn't holding each other accountable. I'm choking you out or I'm embarrassing you as a man. Holding each other accountable is saying that Perfect brought 2 courses in here, and he dropped the courses in the link, and he's telling you, go take them, brother. They're free, and you can edify yourself. That's holding each other accountable as men.
That's a race to the top.
You see what I'm saying?
That's a race to the top. Because you see, brothers don't want to get off their ass. That's why I presented that. That's not even the video. That's my highest rated video. The high rated videos be the bullshit. But the race to the top still didn't break 100 because motherfuckers don't want to get off their ass. They don't want to do shit. So I challenge you. But I'm gonna challenge you publicly because I know you lazy. I know you don't want to do shit. So I know how to get you to do it. But then you're gonna be confronted with a challenge, and you're gonna say to yourself, "Well, fuck it, Big D. I'm gonna race your fat ass. Where you want to race?" Well, then that's the catch. That's like my thumbnails. That's the clickbait because I don't want to compete with my brother. I want to have a healthy competition, but I don't want to beat you. It's a race at the top. There is no first. There is no second. But we both have to get off our ass and do the work. We both have to race. That's why it's the marathon continues. That show was inspired by Nipsey Hussle, my birthday twin. It's a race to the top. It's a race to the TOP, and it's a marathon. It's not no sprint. You got to get your stride. You got to be ready to run. See, it's a long race, a marathon, 26 miles. So when that brother, when you challenge him, he know Dennis ain't talking about no 50-yard dash.
Right. Right.
So I don't know if I want to do that right now.
Right.
I'm still in my blue pill. I'm still in my game. I'm still in my pump and dump. I'm in my lower self. I'm not ready to elevate right now, but I'm challenging the manosphere to a race to the top. Get out your lower self. Remove those hurdles. 1 million subscribers is waiting for us. Keyshawn said your wife is waiting. Your riches, your kingdom is waiting. Get your mind in right when your who matches your why. Get your shit in line. He said that you do these things, God promises you that faithful, obedient woman. She's waiting for you just like 40 years going in circles. And you get to the promised land and then you see it and God tell you, well, you got to go remove those people. The black woman is just effort is what she's looking for, and she coming back to the table because she see us putting in effort. She see us not worrying about her and looking at her funky ass. You're not worried and digging up my ass all day. You doing business, and that's attractive.
Yes.
You're not staring at me all day long. You working, and that's attractive. You're getting things done. You're improving, and that's attractive. They coming here for the improvement. They're not coming here for the BS.
And I think most women have heard it for the first time. You're going to get your back blown out. It's nothing to, pursuing. Of course you want to be pursued and you want to be courted. But are you married? Like Kevin always asks you, are you married, man? No. So you got your back blown out for 6 to 8 months. You never took your ring shopping and you believe that you on top of the world. Mom, 1 out of 4 black women will get married. And see, women have to understand, okay? This is explaining what you just said. You women have to come to the point where, okay, we realize that there's men doing the work over here on this side. We're going to give these men grace period and allow them to develop so we can see leadership and then come over here. Or there'll always be simps. There will always be guys fly you out for $1,000 without ever seeing you in a hotel and simping around, and nuclear simping, that will always be going on. But with nuclear simping, that's blowing your back out, and then toodaloo. It's your choice, ladies.
Toodaloo. I think they didn't have a choice before, but men being men and being straight is presenting a choice. See, before they were empowered to do whatever the frickin' frack they wanted to. There was no choice before, but now there's something that you're losing. You see, a fear of loss has been presented because you know what? Because check this out. We've been dropping so many gems, man. But go ahead and hit the Cash App. Make sure you subscribe. You know where a fear of loss has been created? You know how a fear of loss gets created? Woo, I'm about to drop a gem. You know how fear of loss gets created? Value. See, they coming back because there's a fear of loss because Kevin Samuels has done what, Kashawn? What did he do? He created what in us?
Men.
He created value, not men, but valuable men. So there's a fear of loss because black men now are high valuable men, and you are telling me I can't have one. So I'm coming back to the table because FOL, what did Gary say? Create a fear of loss. They are coming back because they see themselves losing this high value individual.
And so what I'm not afraid of doing is, because, I'm a health coach. I deal with women who have weight because I work with them with a program, a free 90-day program, in fact. And so I have to work with women who Kevin Samuels says is big as a running back. So I have to have some kind of precaution about, enabling their securities or insecurities or motivation. So I know all about the reticular part of the brain and how to masterclass someone, get someone to believe in themselves again. And so women, I love you. I love you all. But you have to do the work. You have to do the work as well.
Hey, Keshawn, let me interrupt you real quick. I want to give a shout out to Sunclaw. Thank you, Sunclaw, for the Cash App. I want everybody in the building. Go ahead and follow that suit, man. Go ahead and do like your family right there, man. Shout out to Sunclaw, Perfect Timing Podcast family. Just hit the Cash App. Feel free to hit the Cash App, man. And I got all of my social media links in the chat, man. Follow me on social media, man. I got my Twitch. I got my Twitter. I got my Instagram, my Facebook. I'm on Facebook under Patrick Potter. My wife did tell everybody what your Facebook is because they ain't going to find you under Patrick Potter. I was like, oh, okay. It's Perfect Timing Podcast, but they might not know I go by Patrick Potter on Facebook. So if y'all was looking for me on Facebook, I'm on Facebook under Patrick Potter. So look in the chat. Got my Twitter. Shout out Rael in the building.
Shout out Rael. What's up?
5.0 in the building, Rael. We coming through real strong. We on both channels, brother. I'm on Perfect Timing Podcast and I'm on Perfect Timing Podcast Live right now. So make sure you subscribe to both channels, man. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. And what we talking about right now, we celebrating Kevin Samuels reaching the 1 million subscribers, man. No, we not hating on Kevin Samuels. No, we not hating on high value, man. We are celebrating this, brother, because it's more eyes on the manosphere. I think it's a victory. I'm claiming it as a victory for 5.0 because Kevin Samuels did not get to 1 million subscribers by doing any 5.0 BS. He didn't get there by doxing. He didn't get there by beefing. He got there by elevating men. He got there by espousing marriage. He got there by creating Facebook groups with successful marriages. He gave us Dennis Sperling. If you don't like Obsidian, but Obsidian is here with the book. We got authors on bestseller lists. I don't care if you like it or not. It's a victory. It's a victory. Shout out my brother in the building. It's a victory not only for him, it's a victory for us. It's a victory for the manosphere. I said, BGS, you got 1 million subscribers. I said, BGS, you're getting your ism on, boy. I said, BGS is reinvigorated and re-energized by this 1 million subscribers. If BGS is reinvigorated and re-energized to get out more content, then who wins? Who wins? I think my son wins. I think we win.
And great show 2 weeks ago with Kevin Hyde. Moms, what are you gonna do? Because your daughters, are they good enough for the future sons of 2030? You gotta do something now as mothers, because it's your sons who these women are gonna have to be pick of the litter. So like you just said just now, Perfect, it's your son, man.
That's what it's about, man. Men elevating men. So this is a victory for 5.0 because Kevin Samuels got to his 1 million subscribers by being effective in his message. That's when I was giving DS1 props earlier for having an effective message. It's an A-game lifestyle. DS1 with his PowerPoints and I believe he's imitating my content, but imitation is the best form of flattery. But I had to give him that compliment with his PowerPoints. That individuals need to be able to benefit from your message. That's why I pray over this microphone. I pray that my message is a good message, but I pray that the listeners of my message get benefit from my message. That's why Kevin Samuels is at 1 million subscribers, not from any of the BS, not from doxing, not from beefing, from actually educating women. What I said earlier is that he has other people coming to this space from outside of the space because they seen Shekinah at the job acting differently. And they've been talking to Shekinah for 10 years, but she would never change her behavior despite all of the advice and books I gave her. But all of a sudden, now her behavior has changed. So now they're going, I see see women coming to Kevin Samuels simply to listen because they have noticed a change in behavior from those ratchets in their environment. And they are coming to see who has this power, who has this influence. We do, brothers. We do, brothers. The black man has it. The black man is causing change in behavior. Yeah. And Joe Budden had to interview him. DJ Vlad had to interview him, No Jumper, because they are around these individuals and they see changes in behavior in the men and women in their particular circles. Adam said it. Joe Budden said it. We can have an effect. He has had an effect, a positive effect on behavior. He has given value to black men and created fear of loss for those black women who thought we would be there after they finished riding the cock carousel. They have been woken up to a reality that they will die alone and that we will not be waiting on them in their fuckery. We have value. We have value. We have value. Let me read with my brother because he so eloquently be putting shit out there. Shout out to Rael one time. Like I said, I'm raising my future sons to marry virgins, so these independent women better raise their daughters right, or they won't get access to my princesses. I heard that, baby. I heard that, huh? And what else? Son Claus said, the truth is, like a dead fish, you can't hide it for long. Ooh, you can't hide the truth. You can't hide the truth, man. And what I said is these heavenly bodies, Son Claus, with this strawberry moon, with this realignment this year, these heavenly bodies are so close to earth, shining this light upon black men. And they are revealing that scent. They're revealing that stench. They're revealing that funk. You know what I'm saying? That P-funk from the 70s. You know what I'm saying? And you can't hide that smell, baby. You can't hide that 808, baby. Go ahead, Kishan. Ask something, player.
I wanted to ask Rael, what is his take on Buck Breaking if he watched it and Without Sanctuary, the documentary and the book? Because I know Rael, man, his research power and reading power is just as good as all of us. So I'm sure he probably came across both, if not one. One just came out a couple of months ago.
I haven't watched either one of them. I like the I don't know about Tariq, man. I reserve my opinion on Tariq, man, but he does put out some good content, but I haven't watched Buck Breaking because I gotta be careful about who I promote. But Tariq is another black man, and I think sometimes we might have to bring Tariq to the back table, but as long as Tariq is doing the business, everybody seems to like the FBA term. And I like the message, you know what I'm saying? But, Tariq gets into the BS. He'll do the doxing, he'll do the beefing, he'll have ratchets. And I think, we have to separate those two things, and right. That's why I think Tariq has limited himself and he's not seeing the success of Kevin Samuels.
Mm-hmm. What I noticed right with me is knowledgeable people take the ingredients out of the knowledge they got, but they don't necessarily assess themselves to praise of the author who gave it. I couldn't tell you what the hell you were just talking about him because I don't follow him. What I did follow is my family's history, which he presented in a 1 hour and 30-minute fashion. And then that's all I took from it. I don't know who Narik Munashid. I don't even know this guy. What I do know is the Without Sanctuary book was very telling to the story of the Buck Breaking.
Okay, let's check out what Rael replied. So he got two responses. He got, me and my fiance went to see Keith Sweat SWP concert Friday. It was so many clicked up chicks with no man. Kevin Samuels talking about it all the time. I see that every time I go into a restaurant. I have to agree with that. And I'm in California. It's funny that we're seeing these things across the United States in different states and different environments where black people congregate. All that talk about I don't need a man, but an R&B concert looking for love. Sad state of affairs. Sad affair.
I understand you, Rael. I understand where you're coming from with this.
Hey, Rael. When I climb the stairs and I turn the key, please will you be still in love? Still in love. Come on, Rael. Rael at an R&B concert looking looking for love. Looking for love in all the wrong places. Looking for love. Hold on. And as far as the Tariq, he said, I don't partake in Tariq's content. To be honest, tired of the slavery trauma. I'm not a slave. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Nothing against Tariq. I love you, brother. Nothing against Tariq. I love you, brother. But you know, we just gotta feed some people.
I don't have no idea who he is, but I know
he did the movie Buck Breaking. He did the movie Buck Breaking.
Okay, but I know that relative to, because I read the Without Sanctuary. It's a great book. Some footage of what happened in during the lynching times, photo footage, and so that I connected the Buck Breaking with that reading, because and then from there I was like, okay, that's what happened. Move past it. So Rael, I'm not attached to, I'm a slave, I need my reparations and all. I'm not all, but I do know that happened, and that's the truth.
So speaking to the slave narrative, also earlier we were talking about the two videos that I have available on my backup channel right now that are not available on the Perfect Timing podcast. So I got a couple really great videos. I got the Black Troll video. We just talked about the Black Troll, the validity of the Black Troll, and why and what the Black Troll, actual definition of the troll, and what and your opinion of Black trolls in the social media space. Another video that I have up is a reparations video. It's the discussion of the manosphere versus the reparations, and basically it's just crystallizing my point that I brought out on the Kevin Habitual Line Stepper show. And basically I was just giving us roses that we here in the manosphere were the first individuals to start talking about how the Juneteenth holiday intimated into the discussion of reparations. And how I led into that is I basically said is when the president signed this holiday, he basically signed a receipt, and it no longer became a discussion of reparations. It became an unemployment dispute. Right, it became an employment dispute, because basically by signing that, he said that my great grandmother was employed by a certain individual, and that the government told this individual that my grandmother needed to be either paid or discharged from his employment. That individual did not follow the government's instructions, so now my grandmother has to be paid for those 2 years. I also intimated that if my grandmother was in a station that she should have been paid or repaired prior to those 2 years, you have to compensate her for her whole time that she was in your service. Right? That is why the discussion came about. Roger presented a TikTok video from an individual from a community, a Black woman, who said that Black people need to focus on forgiveness, and why are people discussing reparations? I posited that people are discussing reparations because Juneteenth is not a holiday to intelligent individuals. I said a good lawyer should be preparing a briefing and speaking to individuals in Texas and narrowing down those few families. I posit that there's only a few families, major farms, that will have the ability for recourse that you could go back to today and say that government told you that you own, and they may own a piece of PG&E, they may own the Texas Rangers, but you may be able to go back to those families and say, the government told you to release my grandmother from employment or pay her. You did not do that for 2 years. This is not reparations. This is an employment dispute. You now have to compensate me for my grandmother's payment and for her inability to vote, for her inability to create a bank account, for her inability to purchase a home. And if she was in a station that she should have been repaired and paid, you have to compensate her for the entire time that she was in your care. That is where that discussion came from. So that video is available on Perfect Timing Podcast live. Hold up, we got Rael with some more input. Rael said it was like Bab's convention with all those ghetto fabulous chicks, probably purple hair, blue hair, blonde hair. They could have used Kevin Samuel's image counseling. I said, I bet it was all kind of color. It was probably Skittles convention with all the different color hair weaves up in there. I was on Instagram going in this morning because Meg Thee Stallion got some new shit she's selling when she got blonde hair. And I was like, on Shade Room, it's about 4 or 5 Black girls with blonde hair and blue eyes. So I just kept commenting. I said, you know what? I like blondes too. Blondes have the most fun. You like blonde? I like blondes too. Blondes have the most fun. So what Ryan said, yeah, I decided in 2002 that I wouldn't put my spirit into anything showing black people getting their ass whooped, lynched, attacked by dogs, or water hole. Oh, that's my brother. That's a long list. I love you. Because it's trauma bonding. It sure is. It sure is. Rael, thank you for your comment. You answered the question I was about to ask. Shout out SunCloud, the building, man. And what else you got to ask, SunCloud? The message being kept in the people's minds in order to break their self-image. No, SunCloud, is programming. The message being to create the self-image. You know about the theta state, you know, the first 7 years of life, this is when you being downloaded. So it's a download, SunCloud. Not to break, but this is why people act a certain way and don't even know they act that way. This is why I made the example of people coming in droves to Kevin Samuels to see why Shekinah start acting differently, why Shaquita start acting differently despite your conversations with Shaquita for 10 years. Shaquita's been working off of subconscious programming. Oh, my boy dropped off. My computer cut out. Oh, man, thank you for hanging out, man. Restarting. Damn YouTube hating. Thank you for hanging out. When people join the panel, it go up, man. The interest goes up. The viewership goes up. I think YouTube shares it more. So anybody, when you join the panel, I really greatly appreciate it. And me and Keyshawn don't always agree. We have, you know, he's in healthcare. I'm in healthcare. I've been in healthcare IT for over 15 years. So he has a great background, so he can bring different perspectives and use these analogies to get points across because he's worked in these environments. So I really appreciate intelligent black men coming to this space with their expertise and sharing that and elevating men. Because sometimes I'm not right. I'm not perfect, even though you call me perfect. So I may need to be corrected by my brothers. You know what I'm saying? Rael talked to me in the back chat. If you notice, my name is differently. So I have been corrected. I have been checked by my brothers, and I'm not beyond reproach. And I appreciate the checking. I appreciate because that's how men love. Sometimes you might get checked by your brother, but that's how men love. You know what I'm saying? I might get pulled by the side by one of my brothers and say, Big D, you were wrong about this, correct this. But that's how men love. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you got to get checked. You got to get that corrected. So we've been live for almost 2 hours. My son is awake. I don't know if you hear that Ninja Turtles in the background, but I got to go make some cereal and stretch out my back. I want to thank everybody who came through. Man, wipe your feet when you come in the house. How do you wipe your feet? Subscribe and hit the notification bell. Subscribe to both channels. I'm currently live on both channels right now. I'm live on Perfect Timing Podcast, and I'm simulcasting on Perfect Timing Podcast Live, my back channel. Perfect Timing Podcast Live will be used for news and reviews, but right now I got 2 great videos up. I got a video up about the Black Troll, and I got a video up about the reparations discussion. So if you want to hear the discussion, join the discussion about the Black Troll. We have a lot of trolls right now. Kevin Samuels, Roger. It's a lot of people trolling the environment because the environment has more eyes on the environment and we're helping individuals. So I define troll on that show. The definition of an internet troll is someone who seeks to create a negative emotional response from individuals in the chat, right? And also someone who seeks to deter the message. Bubba, I can hear that. Okay. So what we on? Bubba, we're gonna get copyright. You can't play that right now. All right. Doodle just woke up. Come on, Doodle. You want to say hi? Come say hi, Doodle. Say hi. Come on, sit on my lap while we close out. All right, we closing out, everybody. Y'all wanna say hi to Doodle? Can you say hi? Let me see. Say hi. Say hi, what's up? Say all right. Say, Daddy, I want some cereal. Say, Daddy, I want some cereal. No? Daddy, I want some cereal. Okay. Say hi. Okay. So we're going to close out. Thank y'all for tuning in again, man. Subscribe to both Perfect Timing Podcast, Perfect Timing Podcast Live. I've missed you guys. I love you guys. It's been so fun.
No.
It's been so fun, you know.
No.
Doing this podcast, and I thank God for this platform and for this space and for this opportunity to share his message Today we discussed 1 million subscribers from Kevin Samuels. It was a little clickbait when I talked about the Manosphere reaction. I haven't discussed not one other black man response to the subscribers because it's not about talking about other black man's opinion. I really wanted to just celebrate Kevin Samuels and educate the space that now there's a high exactly. These talking points were not popular. These talking points were told that they could never be monetizable and they could never reach this level. That's why it's such a victory. It's not a victory just because it's 1 million subscribers. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of black men with 1 million subscribers. It's a person with 1 million subscribers espousing BGS Manosphere talking points, who believes in marriage between black men and black women. That believes in successful black communities. That's powernomics. That's powernomics. That's big. That's what we all about. That's my son finding a viable, beautiful black woman to marry and have a healthy life in marriage on this planet Earth. That's my legacy living on longer when I'm not here. That's your legacy living on. That's what that 1 million subscribers mean. It also means in this past week, as he's talked to men, as I've seen all of these men from various backgrounds with no knowledge of any of these 5.0 manosphere topics, it said to me that we all have an opportunity to educate. We all have an opportunity to have a voice. He can't talk to everybody. Yesterday, the verses Bow Wow and Soulja Boy, it was lit, right? I seen a lot of black male YouTubers that had like over 20,000 people. It was like 6 or 7 of them. So, and what I learned is that it's so many people on YouTube that everybody can't watch King Blitz. So everybody was able to benefit from the verses. Because there's so many subscribers, it's an opportunity for everybody to watch on different YouTubers, different content creators. So we all can create this same topics now, because Kevin has shown us that there are so many people who need this message. In this past week, he talked to men for hours upon hours. And the one thing I noticed as he talked to these men is how many of them needed this information. I'm like, we do this all day, every day. These brothers calling in novices. Not one Manosphere panel. It was surprising to me. But it's an opportunity for us. Those of you who choose to dox and beef, those of you who choose to dox and beef, what you should be learning from this 1 million subscribers, what you should be learning from the past week with Kevin talking to men, is that we have a great opportunity, brothers, to not only do God's work, but to grow our small businesses. These YouTube channels are small businesses. And we are businessmen. We are content creators. We are geniuses with original thought. It's a celebration. Thank you, Kashan. Perfect Timing Podcast was created to speak to the authority of a conversation. I'm the individual who would be at the water cooler, who would be at work, and they would say, Dennis, it's not the appropriate time to have that discussion. Dennis, we at church. I created Perfect Timing Podcast to call BS on that and say, I am no longer asking permission to have the conversation. I'm no longer asking permission to do the work of God. It's the perfect time. No. This is the platform where we discuss the undiscussable. My name is Perfect Timing. You can call me Perfect if you like. Please, everybody, subscribe to both channels. Perfect Timing Podcast. Perfect Timing Podcast and Perfect Timing Podcast Live. No, that's you. You see you? That's you. That's you. Don't spill my tea. All right. You want to say goodbye? We're going to get up out of here. Get you some cereal. We got to go check on the dog. We can go check on the plants too. Check on the plants. It was triple digits yesterday. We need some. I'm going to holler at Clutch because he was just on the podcast. I need to go get some hay. I ran out of mulch. I use all my mulch. Y'all subscribe to my Instagram. Y'all can see my babies and my wife. And you can see my garden and my dog. The garden is coming along. I've already got my first zucchini. Oh, man, it was so good. We made some pasta primavera. I got a zucchini out there right now. It's not ready, Clutch. It's still got the flower. So the zucchini's not ready. Can't pick it until the flower falls off. So zucchinis is doing great. The eggplant looked crazy. I've never had eggplant, but my eggplant looked crazy. beautiful purple flowers, peppers, everything looking crazy. So if you want to check out the garden as it grows and see the harvest, my grapes, I was so excited about my grapes, Clutch. Man, my grapes, the birds. I live in a beautiful environment. I get hummingbirds, blue jays, beautiful birds of all varieties, right? And I love it, right? But they eating up my grapes. Oh, it's breaking my heart. Breaking my heart, Bubba. Breaking my heart. So if you want to check me out, it's another side of Big D. So it's not just the 5.0 Manosphere. If you want to check me out on Facebook, I put the links to all of my social media in the chat, but I also add them to every one of my descriptions on all of my video. If you want to see the Cash App or any of my social media, go check out the description. Big D zucchini fried rice. Ooh, I had some cauliflower fried rice too. It was bomb. Ooh, that sounds good. We did the zucchini pasta too. Ooh, I'm gonna tell my wife. Ooh, that sounds bomb. I think they got a zucchini rice maker too. I bet Clutch probably had that before too. Zucchini fried rice. That sounds stupid. You eat some of that, Bubba? Zucchini fried rice? Fly rice? Fly rice. You like fly rice? Fly rice? You don't like fly rice?
No, boy,
No? Fly rice is good.
No,
It's good. Okay. What else? With the little butter. I know you like that.
No.
Okay. So we're going to say goodbye and we're going to get up out of here. Again, y'all subscribe to Perfect Timing Podcast Live. Check out those videos, man. Clutch actually appeared and co-hosted with me on the reparations. And so Clutch has some unique perspectives on reparations. So it won't all be Big D. I should have told you that. So yeah, on my reparations video, Clutch co-hosted. It's a reunion of the male progressive. So subscribe to the Perfect Timing Podcast Live. Check out those 2 videos. I think you'll like them a lot. The thumbnails are really cool. The Black Troll thumbnail was really cool. Please share it on your social media. And then the Manosphere versus the reparations thumbnail was really cool. And it has really great content. So while you clean up on Sunday doing the dishes or washing clothes, please, son, please check out those videos and subscribe. Let's say goodbye, man. Let's say goodbye. So we getting out of here, man. Perfect Timing Podcast. My name is Perfect Timing. This is my son, Asar, Duda, Bubba. And we just hanging out.
No.
Mommy left, so we got to chill. He slept in, so I'm like, while he slept in, I'm gonna get in the live stream because I haven't went live for a couple of days, and I missed you guys. I really love you guys, and I missed the ability to speak to you. So, what better day than Sunday to bless the microphone? Thank God, celebrate another Black man, and have my son on the channel and speak to you about this great light that God has placed on us and the great vision that God has given me in the direction of the Manosphere. And to let people who may be offended by me know that you have an opportunity also, if you want to stop trolling and stop doxing, to be a member of this 5.0 Cool Table community and add to the table. We need it, bro. We love you. Add to the table. Remember that story about the harvest and Thanksgiving, how everybody bought something bountiful to the table? And then they had this great meal. What are you doing, man? You trying to add to the table? All right, Bubba, we out. We love you guys. We out, man. I was going to start preaching again. We out, man. We love you guys, man. We out, man. Subscribe, man. Share the video, man. Perfect Timing Podcast Live, man. We love you guys, man.